Otra vez.
La semana pasada le dejé un sobrecito. Mira, carnal, mientras a ti no te moleste, creo que no hay problema. La gente ya sabe de mí.
¿Y qué hace usted?
No sé si le comentó.
¿A qué se dedica usted? La gente ya sabe de usted. Dice.
Ok, está bien, sí, no hay problema.
Carnal, dice.
Sí, no se preocupe. Ándale, dale. Gracias, buenas noches.
¿Cómo que carnal?
Mira, mientras no te moleste a ti, yo pienso que no hay pedo. Y si quieres hablarle a la unidad, márcale. Toma la unidad también.
Pregunto, ¿qué hace usted?
Lo que haga mientras cuando tú ocupes ayuda, tú marca el 911.
Ah, sí. Esa amenaza que no va a ayudar. Me está molestando. Un chipuerquito. No me diga carnal. Que no nací de la misma. O sea que le molesta que le pregunte que qué hace. ¿A qué se dedica? Marca el 911, dice. ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Quiere mordida? Aquí no hay mordida, pero hay tortilla. Si quiere tortilla, un poquito de frijol. Mordida no le puedo dar, disculpe. ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Qué come? Si ocupa ayuda, marca el 911. ¿Y usted si ocupa ayuda? Simplemente echa mentiras. Aquí no hay mordida. Un chipuerquito. Ya saben los vecinos quién es usted, ¿verdad? Ya saben de mí, dice. Pues aquí yo directamente le puedo informar de mí, para que no le cuenten. ¿Para dónde corrió el puerquito? Déjele cuento de mí. Hay que conocernos. Déjele cuento de mí. ¡Viva Zapata! ¡Viva! Oiga, disfrazado, ¿usted celebra el Día de Acción Zapatista el último de diciembre, 1 de enero, desde el 94? ¡Viva la revolución! ¿No? Ande, puerquito, celebre. Que yo no como puerquito, no necesito mordida de usted. Comen bien, ¿verdad? Mire, carnal, ya saben de mí. Pues es famoso, ¿o qué? El uniforme se supone que no es para la fama, pendejo. Se supone que el uniforme es para la humildad. Que todos deben de servir igual y no que uno es más mierda que otro. Que se puede depender en uno u otro igual. Por eso es el uniforme, pendejito. Pero aparentemente ya está repleta en la academia de gente como tú. Ya saben de ti. No, pues yo ya sé de ellos. Yo ya sé de ellos. Dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. ¡Qué actitud! ¡Qué actitud! ¡Qué humor! ¡Qué humor! Yo ya sé de ellos. Ah, pues miren, hablando de ellos, miren cuánto vidrio quebrado acabo de limpiar de ahí el parque. Que está recibiendo de donaciones. Mire cuánta cerveza encontré ahí tirada en el parque. No, ¿de qué servicio está cobrando? Por limpiar las calles. Por limpiar las calles, no, no cobra. Por eso no, porque no lo hace. All those beer bottles. Look at that. Shit I had to pick up. This was already broken. I picked up from the park. That's a lot. Look at that. That's an earthworm. That's the type of stuff. A eso me dedico yo. Miren. Si pueden identificar la especie de esta lombriz, eso yo puedo ofrecer. A eso yo me dedico. Miren, y la voy a regresar acá a la tierra. Que acaba de llover. It's just rain. I'm returning them to the soil. Those escaped from my worm bin. That's the kind of work I do. They don't charge for cleaning up the fucking park. All that. Todo ese vidrio quebrado. Todo eso. Si no son cervezas que me han aventado aquí, beer bottles that they've thrown over the fence, or beer bottles they broke or left in the park. Charging? They call that extortion. They call that illegal. That shit's illegal. That's a racket. fine ones. I prefer earthworms to tapeworms. The latter are so ungrateful and so unhelpful. Okay, I hadn't stopped recording because another one might show up, or they might not have left yet completely. January 1st is Día de Acción Zapatista. January 1st or December, it's New Year's really. 94 is when in Chiapas, the southernmost state of this country, Mexico, saw an uprising against the government, against the way the indigenous and impoverished people were treated, against the order that underlies this country and others, not just in Latin America, in the world, a financial order and a type of culture, a type of corruption that also, well, look around, they don't need to have uniforms to be that sort of corruption. Asking for money in uniform? That sounds like a conflict of interest. That sounds like the definition of corruption. Yep, that's one right there. That's the woman one right there. ¡Viva Zapata! Y feliz año nuevo a ustedes. Feliz año nuevo. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año nuevo. Y viva Zapata. ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Quiere mordida? Mordida translates in Spanish to English as bite, like a bite. It's slang for a bribe, a bribe. Would you like a bribe? Would you like a bite? ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Quiere mordida? ¿Mordida? ¿Mordida? Knocker, knocker, knocker. I didn't bump into them when I was out there cleaning up all those bottles. I didn't run into them when these neighbors next door were they were drunk driving, leaving skid marks on right outside my driveway, or throwing beer bottles right in here to smash several times. One of them smashed right outside, so, didn't make it in here. They've thrown beer cans, a lot easier to clean up a broken beer can. I do this. You can't really do much of this when you're having to worry about a lot of that. But I still do this. Oh, that one's bruised now. A bit cold now, though. I've got nettle, though. Nettle's coming up. That's pretty interesting. Oh, there's another one. I haven't been collecting them for a little while. It's been cold. The cold seems to make them ripen a bit more, like in color, but not in flavor. Huh. Well, that lady left. Odds are, now the neighbors will probably flood the park with turning on the light also, probably. You can tell from that much. The light is not on yet. But yeah, that's what I do, and try to mitigate, stuff like this. It's a fan palm I need to get rid of. This was gonna go in the park. They chose to plant a mulberry tree. Oh, sorry, it's dark, so I can't really see my anyway peripheral on the screen. So they chose to plant a mulberry tree. After, to spite me, they killed one of the mulberry trees I planted in the park further up the hill. They chose to plant it here next to where I planted a pine tree. They killed it. It died. Basically, several times they had their kids throw rocks at it and like hit it with sticks. Really difficult to grow past that when it's the first year it'd been growing, right? So they plant their own mulberry tree there. The reason that I chose the site further up the hill was because it was away from the walkways and the birds would frequent it more. Having it closer to the walkways makes it difficult to, zone garden, like, what are planters, raised beds for community garden. But they don't have that in mind. They don't really care. They don't really think about that sort of thing. As you can tell, I mean, how many beer bottles do you need to pile up and break to make a community garden raised bed? The answer, I think, is the less the better, right? Well, they just kept adding them on. Anyway, so it's planted right there where I thought, you could grow strawberries under the mulch of the pine tree. They planted their own pine tree. I don't think it's the same species. I wanted a rock pine. Uh, less invasives. But great. Going on 30 minutes here. I'm going to cut this short. It's pretty cold out here, and I'm not wearing too many layers. I've only got. What do I got? One sweater, two sweaters, a long sleeve, and a short sleeve. That's here now. For posterity's sake, in case they break my face later too. They've broken my leg already. Where were they when they broke my leg? Oh, that was one of them. That was one of the state police. They took pictures of me, and they didn't take prints. They didn't take fingerprints. They gave me a juice box, which is suspicious because you can illegally take DNA from that. But I could give them DNA in a cup if they'd like some, all over their face. I'm talking about spit, not something else. So 20 years they don't do shit with the park. I happen to show some interest in it. All of a sudden, it's a hot spot. What'd I tell you? Here, let me turn off the light on the camera. See that? See that? Glare. Nah, man. I don't take it laying down, thanks. Fucking immature ass little tantrum throwing gun toters. Bootlickers with boots are still bootlickers.